Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Chapman of Oak Creek Football out in Wisconsin. How's it going?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Just for people that may not know, just kind of tell a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Chapman. I play quarterback. I'm the class 2028, which is freshman.
Yeah.
Uh, I kind of play smart leader. That's how I would like to describe myself. But just also a tough kid, that's willing to battle injury and battle things to make sure I have the best outcome for my team.
Uh, so what did you expect going into this season? Just all new to this whole high school football thing and all that.
For sure. So this season, I knew a lot of the kids previously just from working out with some of the high school kids. So I was really excited to, start to get to work with them, start to get work with the coaching staff. Um, so I started early. I'd say hmm, we started in around June is when I really started working out with my guys, my receivers. And then going into camp, I felt really good about things. There was a junior that also plays quarterback. And so come week one, we ended up splitting. That game I threw for two touchdowns. And then by week three, I became the starter. And from there, I got injured in the second quarter of my first start on varsity. And I stayed and played through it until the end of the game, where I ended up getting a season end injury. So
Yeah. Okay, so going in and trying to, honestly, anytime you get hurt, it's obviously, not good. But what was it like to, not be out there and just kind of seeing what's going on and stuff?
especially as a quarterback, and one of my biggest things that I try to do is be a leader and impact the team that way. It was kind of hard because, I knew that there was things I could do, but then also things that was restricting for me since I was injured, not just playing, but like being able to tell the team, like, hey, you should do this and you should do that. Because when you're injured, it's kind of hard just because, and you're a freshman, you don't really have that respect, especially when you're injured. So it's kind of hard for me that way. But then just being able to see them play, I love football so much. That's like my passion for everything. So when I was just sitting on the sidelines or sitting in bed watching it while after my surgery, it was just sad. I teared up a little bit, but you know, that's the game. Um, but it teaches you some life lessons along the way. So it maybe be a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. Um, going into that for sure, to going in not knowing what to expect and talking with what was it like just interacting with a lot of, older teammates that you didn't really know or something like that? What was that like to just kind of like, okay, just kind of get to know a lot of the older guys?
I think getting to know all of the older guys was super cool because it teaches you a different aspect. A lot of kids who don't really know what their walks of life are and all that stuff. So just getting to learn your teammates is one of the best parts about high school football, especially because every year you have a new set of kids that come in and you have a new set of eighth graders that become freshmen. So being able to learn your teammates and learn their stories and learn all of that makes it a heck of a team sport, and that's part of the reason why I love it.
Yeah. Okay, so what is this off season kind of been like for you now trying to come back from an injury and all that stuff?
So this off season, I expect it to be pretty big. I was selected for two All-American Bowls, one from FBU and one from Hotbed for freshmen. Um, got injured. I was still able to attend the one down in Naples this past weekend. Um, but I think the biggest thing for me is just being able to get back on my feet. I've been training a lot recently, even though I'm not able to run. Still being able to perfect my feet is something that's really important to me because your feet carry you everywhere as a quarterback. So just being able to perfect my feet over the off season, as well as learning the game mentally a lot. I think this is one of the reasons why I think it's a blessing in disguise because I've learned so much that I may not have learned while playing. I have been watching film so much. My mom thinks I'm crazy. Uh, but I think, yeah, that's one of the biggest things over this offseason that I've gained is the ability to like read coverages, read routes, um, decipher defenses, pre-read, post-read, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Coming in as a sophomore, like, what's kind of the timeline really? Because, we're winding down the last few days of 2024 at time of recording. It could be 2025 when that by the time you're watching this, but what what is the plan to get, for the next few months for you?
So I plan to keep recovering. I have a surgery to remove. I have a plate that kind of connects two my big toe and my first little toe. So I have a surgery to get that removed. So everything will be healed after that. And then it's about like 6 to 7 week recovery after that. So mid-March, April is when I'm fully going to be running again. From there on, it's an all an uphill battle, just trying to get back to where I am. And then I plan to play some 7-on-7, just get back into the groove of things um, with my guys at Oak Creek, and then as well as just a team from Milwaukee. And then from there, I go some college camp circuit and then back into the season. So that's the plan.
Yeah. Okay, so just as a young guy, like, how do you like mentally get ready for a game?
Mentally, I have a very, I would say it's very like in order. I would like to say I like everything the way I like to do it, especially before a football game. It's kind of like a ritual. This is actually I'm wearing JJ McCarthy jersey right now. He's his trainer's my trainer, Greg Holcomb down in Illinois.
Yeah.
And one of what he does, he actually meditates on the goalpost before every game. Listen to Bob Marley.
Hmm.
So I kind of took a part of that, and I kind of what I do is I take my shoes off. I go to the field before the game. I I walk it out. I meditate by the goal line. Just put my headphones on, no music or anything. Just sit there and give a few prayers, and then I actually go through every single play in our playbook that we are to run with my eyes closed by myself and just on the field, just envisioning everything that can happen and watching film from the other team. I envision what they're in and what the possible outcomes could be for that play. So by game time, I'm ready to go. So that's what I like to do pregame.
Yeah. Um, and then finally, just, what's the biggest thing you want to accomplish, heading in before the season starts?
The biggest thing I want to accomplish, I would have to say, is becoming a better leader for my team. I think as a freshman, you don't get the reins right away coming in, especially being on varsity. You have to earn their respect, which I feel like I did last year. So this year is just my year, and I think I've started already. But making sure kids get in the weight room, making sure kids practice their craft outside of just practice, and making sure that our team's ready to go by August or whenever 7-on-7 starts for our team, so that we're ahead of the other teams. Because come August, it's game time.
Yeah, for sure. All right, JJ, we need to get to know you a little bit. How about that?
Sounds good.
Okay. Best moment from this past year.
I think the best moment, um, I would honestly have to say is right after I got injured. After the game, I was in the trainer's room getting my foot checked out, and I had all my teammates come in there, ask me how I was doing. I think that was really special, especially being some seniors and all that stuff. You kind of learn like, wow, like these kids like really care about me, especially being a freshman. You don't really know what to expect. So that was really cool. I say that's my favorite moment.
What's who's your favorite player?
In the NFL,
Yeah.
CJ Stroud. I like to model my game after his. I think a lot of the stuff that he does from a viewer's standpoint may not be as special, but if you're a coach or player, some of the things he does is just outstanding. He's a very smart player, very good with his feet, very good with his eyes, and I like to model my game after his.
Yeah. Um, what and then finally, what's something people don't know about you?
I think something people don't know about me is my work ethic. You can't really see it from the outside, but I like to work out a lot, whether it's throwing, whether it's just going to the gym, whether it's film. I think my worth ethic is not also just like an ability, but it's something that's like a talent almost, I guess. I just love everything football. I'm in the weight room 5 times a week. I'm throwing 4 times a week, watching film every single day, 7 days a week. And then also I just love to watch football on the weekends. So that's just, I think I wouldn't say it's like a talent, but I'd say that some people just don't know that like that's my life and I love it that way. So
Well, JJ, thank you so much for the time as always, and we'll talk to you before the season starts.
for sure. Thank you so much for having me on.